Well, the war in Iran is being fought mostly with missiles, mostly from the sky. Iran and the United States and Israel raining constant fire nearly over the Middle East, striking bases, planes, and ships. So we're going to take a look at some of the state-of-the-art weaponry that's being used in this conflict. Our producers have put together some numbers for you and we're just trying to help you understand exactly what's happening there in the skies. So first up, one of the most commonly used missiles in our arsenal is called the glide bomb here. So it's 200 pounds of TNT. It can travel over an 80-mile range. Glide bombs fly high over targets using GPS, and glide bombs can cost, get this, $836,000 on the high end. Now, the United States says since Iran's air defenses have pretty much been destroyed, or largely anyway, less expensive weaponry will be dropped much closer to the targets. But what is it that Iran has been using? Well, Tehran's air defense is largely destroyed, but they've still been using their Shahab 3 missiles to hit their neighbors there in the Middle East. The Shahab missiles, as they're called, can travel more than 1,200 miles. They are around 1,500-pound warheads. The Shahab missiles are mostly accurate to about 150 feet. Iran is also using drones to try and get around Israel's Iron Dome, like the Shahed 136. Shahed drones are slow, but they travel at a low altitude, and they help it to avoid radar detection there as well. The Shahed drones cost around $35,000. Now, these drones use GPS to find targets, and they can go up to 1,500 miles. So the United States estimates that Iran has thousands of these types of drones, but for the most part, they are still no match for Israel's Iron Dome. Israel and other Middle Eastern countries have been making use of their Patriot system. It's a missile interceptor system that can stop missiles under 80,000 feet away. My goodness. Well, the Patriot system has a radar that detects missiles, and the Patriot system can hold up to 16 missiles. And this price tag is going to put your jaw on the floor. My producers are telling me it costs $2 to $4 million per missile interception. The Patriot system can take out planes, choppers, and also missiles. And now, with the price tag, the Pentagon is estimating that the first 6 days of the war alone cost $11.3 billion for the weapons that were used so far. Ukraine is stepping in to help intercept Iran's drones, and the Shahed drones have been used by Russia to attack Ukraine, meaning that they have plenty of practice at stopping these things. At a time when Ukraine is fighting a war of its own, fighting for its own freedom, the help that they're providing to the United States bases in the Middle East is invaluable. But with no clear end in sight and boots on the ground not being ruled out, we could be looking at a much higher price tag than that. All right, 16 minutes before the top of the hour. Well, Americans are really feeling the pain at the gas pump more and more every day, it seems, as the national average for gasoline is now at its highest level in 3.5 years. NewsNation national correspondent Alicia Nieves is at a gas station in Bloomfield, New Jersey, with more on just how high these prices could go. Alicia?
We're seeing sticker shock here at this gas station in New Jersey, but that's really the case all across the country as the price per gallon is now just inching closer to $4 a gallon. Right now, the national average sitting just 2 cents shy of that, but we're up almost $1 higher since the start of this conflict. And while that seems pretty high, some states it's even higher. States like California, Hawaii, and Washington, they are seeing prices at the pump as high as $5.85. That's up $1.21 in the past month, the 20+% increase. And experts say this may not be the peak of prices at the Strait of Hormuz. That remains closed, and the White House has extended the deadline for Iran to reopen it. That means at a rate of 20 million barrels a day, more than 100 million barrels are not going to be entering the supply chain. That's going to continue to put pricing pressure on prices at the pump. And there have been a few options thrown out over the last few weeks to help alleviate some of this pain. The latest one being potentially rerouting Venezuelan oil. And we've talked to energy experts who say this could have some impact, but it's likely to be marginal, given what comes out of Venezuela every single day is a small fraction of what's not getting to the Straits of Hormuz right now. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.